He stood in the middle of the supermarket, clutching a pink birthday balloon and shaking like he'd just lost everything. "Please," he whispered to the stranger in front of him. "Can you pretend to be my wife for 1 week?" The woman froze, staring at him as if he were insane. But then, she saw the little girl standing behind him, holding a melted cupcake and wearing a paper crown. The child's eyes were red from crying. "Daddy," she whispered. "Mommy promised she'd come this year." The woman looked at the father again, and what she saw in his eyes changed everything. Welcome to Hopeful Stories, where we share real emotions, second chances, and miracles born from kindness. If you believe that compassion can heal hearts, please like this video and subscribe to our channel Hopeful Stories. Trust me, today's story will melt your heart. Ethan Miller had been holding it together for 2 years. Ever since his wife Claire passed away from cancer, he'd done everything he could to be both mother and father to their 6-year-old daughter, Lily. He learned how to braid her hair, pack school lunches, and fake smiles he didn't feel. But every year on Lily's birthday, one thing tore him apart: her wish. "Daddy," she would whisper, closing her eyes before blowing out the candles. "I wish Mommy could come back." And every year, Ethan would turn away before the tears spilled. This year, he had promised himself it would be different. Lily's 7th birthday was in a week, and she'd invited her classmates for the first time. "Mommy's coming too," she'd told everyone proudly, showing off her mother's old picture. Ethan couldn't bring himself to correct her. He couldn't crush that hope. So there he was, 1 week before the party, standing in the supermarket, panicking. He had no idea how to explain to his daughter that her mother wouldn't be there. That's when fate intervened. She walked into his life between shelves of cereal and chocolate cake mix, a woman with tired eyes, a kind face, and paint stains on her fingers. Her name was Grace. Ethan noticed her when Lily accidentally bumped into her cart, spilling a box of cereal. Grace laughed softly, knelt down, and said, "No harm done, sweetheart." Lily's eyes lit up. "You sound like Mommy," Grace's smile faltered. "Oh, do I?" And that's when Ethan blurted it out, the desperate, ridiculous idea that had been forming in his head for days. Can you pretend to be my wife for a week?" Grace blinked, frozen. "I'm sorry." "What?" he stammered. "It's crazy, I know. But my daughter, she believes her mom will be at her birthday. I can't," his voice cracked. "I just can't break her heart again." Grace looked at Lily, who was now humming to herself, holding a balloon she'd found on a shelf. Something inside Grace softened. She saw loneliness, the same loneliness she'd carried since losing her younger. "Sister, years ago, you're asking a stranger to pretend to be your wife," she said, carefully. "I'm asking someone kind to help me. Make my daughter smile," Ethan whispered. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then Grace sighed and said, "1 week? That's all I can promise." Ethan nodded, tears brimming. "That's all I need." That night, Grace came to their small suburban home. Lily's face lit up like Christmas morning. "Mommy!" she cried, running into Grace's arms. Grace froze for a second, then hugged her back, tears burning behind her eyelids. Ethan stood by the doorway, heart aching and grateful all at once. Over the next few days, something miraculous happened. Grace wasn't just pretending, she was living the role. She read bedtime stories, cooked pancakes with smiley faces, and helped Lily decorate the house for her magical birthday party. Ethan watched quietly from the sidelines. He couldn't remember the last time their home felt so alive, the laughter, the warmth, the light. But with every passing day, guilt gnawed at him. Because the more Lily fell in love with Mommy again, the more it would hurt when Grace left. And what he didn't realize was that Grace was falling too, not just for Lily's innocent love, but for the man who had broken himself just to keep his little girl whole. If this story is already touching your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Hopeful Stories. Chapter 2 will reveal what happened when the truth came out and how love found its way back to a broken family. The morning of Lily's birthday arrived with laughter and sunlight streaming through the curtains. Grace helped Lily into her blue dress, tied her hair with ribbons, and whispered, "You look like a princess." "I look like Mommy's girl," Lily said proudly. Ethan stood at the doorway, smiling through the ache in his chest. The guests began to arrive, tiny shoes and giggles filling the living room. Balloons floated above the table and the smell of chocolate cake filled the air. It was perfect, until it wasn't. One of the parents leaned over and asked casually, "So, Mrs. Miller, where have you been hiding all this time?" Grace froze. Ethan's heart dropped. Lily turned to her expectantly. "Mommy?" she asked. Grace's throat tightened. She couldn't lie anymore. Not to the little girl who had trusted her completely. "Lily," she began softly, kneeling down. "I'm not your real mommy." The room fell silent. Lily blinked, confused. But you said—" "I know, sweetheart. I shouldn't have. Your daddy just wanted to make you happy." "And so did I." Grace's voice trembled. "But your mommy is always with you here." She touched Lily's chest. "Right inside your heart." Tears rolled down Lily's cheeks. Ethan rushed forward, wrapping her in his arms. "I'm sorry, baby. I just wanted your birthday to feel special." Grace stood, guilt washing over her. "I should go." But before she could, Lily ran to her and hugged her tight. "Don't go. You made Mommy's wish come true. She sent you." Grace broke down, hugging the little girl back as Ethan wiped his eyes. The other parents watched silently, touched by the raw love in front of them. That evening, after everyone left, the three of them sat together under the twinkling fairy lights. Lily had fallen asleep between them, her tiny hand holding Grace's. Ethan whispered, "You didn't have to stay." Grace smiled faintly. "Maybe I didn't, but I wanted to." He looked at her for a long time. "You've given us more than you'll ever know." "And you reminded me," she said softly, "that love isn't about pretending. It's about healing." For a moment, silence filled the air, soft, peaceful, and real. Then, for the first time in years, Ethan took a deep breath and smiled. He didn't know what tomorrow would bring. But tonight, his daughter slept happy. And maybe, just maybe, love had found its way back home. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to our channel, Hopeful Stories. Share it with someone who needs a reminder that kindness, no matter how unexpected, can heal even the deepest wounds, because sometimes pretending for love leads to finding it for real.